Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tio, but of course they revealed my real name na. I'm Alex Distorpo, and I'm one of those few people who have not really received a formal notice coming from the HOR. They just posted my name sa media, and that's the only time I was made aware that I'm included on those 40 social media users that are invited by the House of Representatives on their probe about fake news. So, since wala akong natanggap na formal invitation, I asked Joey to show it to me, and I found out that the purpose as to why they're having the probe to begin with is due to the privileged speech of Ace Barbers, labeling all of us as narco-bloggers, Pogo Pay, and Bagong Makapili. There is no discussion as to what constitutes being a Bagong Makapili, or there is no proof showing that we are paid by narco politicians or even Pogo. I myself has no any link with Pogo operators, so how can I possibly be paid by them? So that's the first question I raised on one of my posts sa social media. Secondly, biglang nagbago. Ang privileged speech ni Ace Barbers ay about ngayon sa narco-vloggers, Pogo Pay, at Bagong Makapili. But then eventually, they changed the subject matter to fake news, which I myself is irrelevant. Why? Because in the first place, I am not writing news. I am writing my political opinions, which is within the constitutionally protected speech natin. So yun, tinatanong ko din, dapat they should clarify what really constitutes fake news and how does it differ to political opinions. Because if they regulate fake news by targeting us who are only writing our political opinions, they are indirectly suppressing our freedom of speech. Tama? Kasi they are converting our opinions as news. So that's the harm that I have seen sa probe ni Dan Fernandez about this subject matter. Secondly, Maria Ressa, a Nobel Peace Prize awardee in 2021, she was caught lying in the international media saying that ABS-CBN has 11 million employees. Why is she not invited? Her inputs, her knowledge about fake news sana ay the best tool for the HOR to craft better policies or to regulate well the use of social media platforms or experience. Secondly, last year, Richard Hidarian, he posted that by December, the ICC will arrest former President Rodrigo Duterte. It did not happen. Does that constitute fake news? Now, if it does constitute fake news, why is Richard Hidarian not invited by the HOR? Ito yung point ko. If the HOR is really serious on their probe about fake news, why are they only targeting pro-Duterte voices? So this, I think, in my own opinion, is a targeted political maneuver. We know for a fact that within the week, the SecGen will transmit the impeachment raps against VP Sara, the 3 impeachment raps against VP Sara. Secondly, just this week, they declared food emergency. And just today, the Supreme Court notified Speaker Romualdez, Chis Escudero, Senate President, and the Office of the President to comment on the petition filed by Attorney Vic Rodriguez and Congressman Umab about the GAA, the blank spaces. Now, if you look at the timing, it's very glaring. They are trying to silence us so that we would not be able to write about all these important issues. So this is not just about what we did right now, the filing of petition in the Supreme Court is not evasion of, or we're not evading accountability. We are fighting them because we don't want to be ruled by felons. You know what I mean? Because kanina lang, ang ano ni Joey, ang letter pa lang niya, contemptible na. So is that their goal? To contempt us? On their invitation, ang sinabi nila, we will invite you because we need to hear your knowledge about the subject matter. Now, how come na ang maging basihan nila ay yung for contempt is yung letter ni Joey? If they really want us to share our knowledge about fake news, then dapat, di ba, they should hear us. There should be no threat of us being cited in contempt. We are private individuals. We are not politicians. We are working on a daily basis. So with them detaining us or with them setting us in contempt, they are also cutting our ability to earn. Or they are suppressing, aside from suppressing our freedom of speech, they are also parang attacking our our personal life. So yun lang, because we are private individuals. So, for me, to wrap up everything, this is a targeted harassment. This is a targeted political maneuver. And this is not really about fake news probe because they already did this in 2017, 7 years ago. They should have, implemented better rules and regulations now, but they did not. So now they are sparkling this conversation again because they are trying to hide or conceal something that's better or more important than what we are currently facing. Yan lang po. Magandang hapon po sa mga.
Para i-praise namin sila. Paano namin i-praise? Puro lang kayo BP Sara, tapos siyempre mapapalakpak kami. Wow, puro kayo BP Sara. Siyempre titira kami. Pero kung pinagbitingan niyo yung mga baha, yung mga mahal na pagkain, we will praise you. So there's nothing wrong with us. In addition, sabi niya, lalabas yan sa Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. Founder Mark Zuckerberg said, last paragraph before I end, in a video message, Zuckerberg vowed to prioritize free speech after the return of Donald Trump in the White House and said that the starting in the US, he found, get rid of the fact checkers and replace them with the community notes similar to X. Ano yung community notes similar to X? Ibig sabihin, sa X na app, pag ayaw mo yung sinasabi, may notes doon, pwede mong anong saloobin mo, anong statement mo to correct that point. Ibig sabihin, na-solve na nito nila. Na kunyari, ayaw niyo yung sinasabi namin, lalagyan din ni Mark Zuckerberg yan ng community notes para doon kayo maglagay ng statement na, I'm sorry doctor, I don't agree with your point. So hindi na kailangan tayong pumunta doon sa house kasi may solusyon na po ang social media for these issues. Huwag na yung parang binibaby pa tayo na hindi kayo marunong yan. Gagawa kayo ng framework para hindi kayo makilos. Mas magaling pa kayo kay Mark Zuckerberg. Thank you so much.